What is up, guys? Welcome back to the Savage channel. It's been a long time since I've done one of these videos, but I'm back, I'm in the studio, and today we're going to be making pop punk. Now, I've been hugely inspired by the pop punk scene at the moment. I'm talking bands like Hot Mulligan, The Story So Far, even Blink 182, and I'm also drawing on some cool alt rock sort of emo bands as well, like Movements and Citizen. So today we're going to have a play around in the studio, throw some ideas around, and see if we can come up with a pop punk track. Alright, first things first, we need to lock in, so I'm going to throw my headphones on, and then I'm going to grab arguably the most important piece of this whole video. It's the guitar. So right here, I'm using my Fender Telecaster, just a staple of any sort of emo, alt rock, pop punk type music. First things first, I'm going to talk about the tuning, because the tuning is absolutely essential to this genre, to the style of music that I'm going for. And we're not playing standard. Standard is... nah. No standard here. So this tuning is something I borrowed from a band called Hot Mulligan. It's essentially an open tuning, but I'm actually unsure of what the open tuning name for it is. I literally can't find it anywhere. But the notes of the tuning is D, A, C, G, C, E. Makes this really nice, warm, sort of nostalgic sounding open chord. Now if you play up and down the neck in this tuning, you'll notice that by playing the top two strings, you can form a multitude of chords. Just really sort of peaceful, inviting sounding. Alright, first things first, we need to lay down a chord progression and set a sort of vibe for our song. Now my guitar is being run into my TC Electronic Dark Matter Distortion plugin, and that is being run into my Boss Katana guitar amp, which is then directly run into my audio interface to record into my computer. So that guitar sound I've got set up at the moment is exactly what I'm going for this style of music. Distorted and gritty enough that it's not too overpowering, but it's got a nice sort of crunch and aggression to it. So I'm going to come up with a chord progression here that will suit our verse and lay the foundation for our track. So let's record that into the project so we've got that set in stone. Now that we've got that guitar foundation laid down, we want to add another layer of guitar, a sort of counter melody, something to sort of like balance out and work with that original guitar to create a little bit more sort of life and melodic feel to the song. So I'm choosing to go with a clean guitar tone. I think that's going to work better and stand out more in the mix and work better as a melodic partner to that original guitar. All right, let's record that guitar. All right, next up we need to fill in some low ends, and what better instrument to do that than the bass? I've got my trusty Squier bass here. We're just going to lay down a simple bass line just following that chord progression. Alright, that's sounding super juicy, super clean, super pop punk verse. Now I just think we need to develop the idea a little more, maybe go into a bit of a pre-chorus. So let's see what we can do. so I'm really happy with how that verse and pre-chorus is sounding, but there's something missing, and you've probably already guessed what it is. So of course we were missing drums, and now we've got some drums and it is sounding perfect. Now if you're wondering where I got my drums almost instantaneously without a drum kit in sight, I'm using the EZdrummer 3 VST plugin. This is just a super powerful drum tool. It's got a bunch of loops, a bunch of different sounds, and you can mix it in creative ways, the ways that you want to make it sound perfect for your song. So next up, to really make this feel like a pop punk track, we need to add some vocals. So I've got the trusty lyrics handbook here, so I'm going to scribble down some lyrical ideas, try to come up with something really sort of emo, alternative, pop, punky, and then we're going to fill that empty space with some whiny, marginal, punk rock sort of vocals that I'm going to perform. Since this song is sort of nostalgic sounding, we're going to throw around some words like clear skies, growing up too quickly, pacing around the washing line, and maybe things would be different.
Clear skies and tangerines, I take on the burden of growing up too quickly, understanding all the time.
Alright, that is sounding awesome. We've got some vocals down. Our verse and pre-chorus section is now complete, so we need to move on to the chorus. Now this is going to be a big ramp up of the energy. We want to feel like we're speeding up, we want to feel like we're going harder, and we want to feel like we are singing even louder. So first thing we're going to do is grab our guitar again, and we're just going to record some chords for the chorus, but we're going to do it super sort of intense this time. Now, it wouldn't be a pop punk chorus without this and some lyrics to go with it. Right here, we're leaning into the emo feel of the track. We're talking about, I want you to haunt me every time I see the rain. Super sad boy type stuff here, but that is just essential for this pop punk genre.
And I want you to haunt me every time I see the rain and feel a piece of you in me.
Now you're probably thinking those vocals sounded a little bit weak, and that's because we need to add some harmonies. Now harmonies are just an essential part of pop punk vocals, sort of this whole emo rock genre. The harmony vocal is just essential for making that vocal sound big and full. So right now I'm gonna sing parts of the lines of the chorus in that low harmony, sort of like down, I don't know music theory, sort of down 3 steps or something, just to give it that sort of thickness and fullness from underneath. And I think once we do this, the vocal will sound huge and full, and the track itself will be feeling just absolutely massive in this chorus section.
Want you to show me something that relates to this feeling that I hate, to that place that's unescapable that I can't get enough, to that road I drove a million times, but I still find her out. I call it home.
Now at the end of this chorus section, I think we can throw something pretty groovy down. I think we should throw in a guitar solo. I think that would just bring everything together, and it's really going to double down on that sort of intensity from the chorus. So I think I've come up with a pretty cool idea. We're just going to throw it down, see if it fits, see if it works with the song. But I've got a good feeling about this. I think we're going to smash this.
I call it home.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, I think we have got to the end of our pop punk track. It's sounding really awesome and I'm really excited for you guys to listen to it. Now, if you're wondering where you can go and listen to this track, it's actually my new song Home, and you can listen to that anywhere. It's on all streaming platforms, and we've actually dropped a music video for it, so make sure you go to check that out on my channel as well. I'm going to play some of that song for you now because it is the pop punk track that we have just created. So I'm going to waste no more time. We're going to go straight into listening to the final result. I hope you enjoyed the tutorial video. I hope you learned something from this process and learning how to make a pop punk track. So until next time, guys, again, thank you so much for watching and have a good one.
Please, guys.